In this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain on something truly profound, something most men never fully grasp. We're talking about a hidden, energetic shift that literally reconfigures the dynamic between you and every woman in your life. It's not about pickup lines or grand gestures. It's about a subtle, internal alchemy. You see, your energy is everything, and when you master its flow, you become a different man. The change isn't announced with words, but felt in her deepest intuition. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, you'll notice it. It's not in what she says, but in her eyes, in her gaze. Her attention begins to linger, a little longer than it used to. She listens with a newfound focus, not scanning the room, not distracted by external chatter. Her touch, when it comes, feels less fleeting, more intentional, more grounded. It's like her entire being is responding to a shift within you.
You haven't preached or explained, haven't asked for approval or lectured her on your new practices. All you did was stop leaking your vital energy, stop giving yourself away so easily. And somehow, without a single conversation needing to happen, the entire dynamic between you has profoundly shifted. When a man truly practices semen retention, the very first transformation isn't even about a woman. It's a deep internal revolution in his relationship with himself. The incessant internal noise that once plagued him begins to drop away, fading into a profound quiet, a calm inner knowing. That compulsive itch to endlessly release, to chase fleeting validation, to constantly prove something to the world, it all begins to quiet down. Your very nervous system, once frayed and scattered, settles into a deep, primal calm. This isn't just psychological, it's a biological recalibration.
Your posture subtly changes, becoming more rooted, more confident. Your eyes, once darting, seeking, now hold steady. Your presence, that intangible energetic signature you emit, thickens. It becomes more palpable, more anchored. And let me tell you, women are exquisitely sensitive to presence. Far more than they are to empty words or hollow promises, a woman's deepest, most primal sensors pick up on your presence. It's an evolutionary mechanism, a deep-seated instinct. They feel your energetic field, sensing your stability, your containment, your inner power, long before any words are exchanged. Most men, tragically, live in a state of subtle energetic depletion. They wake up already tired, already reaching for external stimulation, already craving something to fill an inner void. Their vital, sexual energy, their life force, constantly leaks out in 1,000 subtle ways.
It spills through constant engagement with porn, through endless fantasy, through casual lust and superficial arousal that has no real direction or purpose. This creates a man who is inherently outward-facing, subtly needy, constantly reactive to external stimuli, always seeking to be filled. Even if he's polite, even if he achieves external success and seems to have it all together, there's often an energetic hunger that radiates from him. It's a subtle vacuum. Women feel this hunger instantly, on a visceral level, because their biology is wired to detect stable masculine energy. At first, this hunger can sometimes mimic desire, looking like an intense craving for connection. But over time, if it's not contained, it erodes respect. Desire that has no strong container, no grounded purpose, no self-mastery behind it, eventually, almost inevitably, becomes repulsive.
This isn't a moral judgment, it's an energetic law. Your vital essence is meant to be cultivated, not squandered. When you embrace retention, that hunger, that outward craving, doesn't disappear. Instead, it flips inward, transforming. Instead of chasing, you start building something else entirely. You start building pressure, yes, but not in the way of sexual frustration. This is a different kind of pressure. It's sexual gravity. The immense energy that once impulsively spilled out now circulates upward, inward, transforming into a dense magnetic field around you. You become a center, not a seeker. You become more grounded, less performative, less desperate to impress. You stop trying to be interesting, stop fishing for reactions, stop seeking external validation. You simply are.
And paradoxically, this is precisely when a woman becomes exponentially more interested in you, truly interested.
Her love for you changes because your deep, energetic polarity changes. Masculine and feminine dynamics, at their core, aren't about brute domination or passive submission. They're about direction and flow, about the container and the contents, about the immovable and the responsive. When you constantly ejaculate, especially without purpose or conscious intent, your masculine direction, your energetic container, weakens. You become emotionally porous, easily swayed. You start seeking comfort and reassurance instead of providing stability and offering grounded containment. A woman in love with such a man, often without even knowing why, starts to feel anxious, irritable, or even shifts into a motherly role with him. She begins to lead emotionally, to take charge, simply because someone has to provide that stability, that direction in the relationship. Retention reverses this profound energetic imbalance. You begin to carry yourself with the quiet confidence of someone who is not in a hurry, someone who isn't afraid of silence, someone who does not need external validation or even sex to feel truly whole and complete within himself. This foundational shift does something truly profound to a woman's nervous system. She senses your stability, your centeredness, your unshakable presence, and in response, she relaxes, deep down on a cellular level. She feels held, protected, and truly safe, without even being physically touched. Her love, once perhaps conditional or transactional, begins to shift into something far more devotional, more surrendered, not because you demanded it or manipulated her, but because your authentic, unshakable presence invited it, creating a space where her feminine essence can finally thrive.
You might even notice at first that she starts testing you more, picking small, seemingly insignificant arguments, subtly withdrawing affection, saying things designed to provoke a reaction. This is not punishment, my friend. This is calibration. Her subconscious is asking, "Are you solid now?" She's asking, "Or will you crumble and react like you used to? Will you revert to old patterns, seeking my approval, chasing my attention?" When you don't react impulsively, when you don't beg, when you don't chase, when you don't explode in frustration, something fundamental clicks within her. She realizes deep in her bones that she is dealing with a profoundly different man, and in that realization, her respect for you deepens exponentially. Respect, you see, is the fertile soil in which a woman's deepest love truly grows. Without it, love withers into mere duty, habit, or nostalgia.
But with genuine respect, love becomes vibrant, alive, and profoundly transformative once more. Retention strengthens that bedrock of respect because it directly strengthens your self-control, your inner mastery. A man who can master his strongest biological urge signals something ancient. Without needing a single word, he signals that he possesses the power to master fear, to master anger, to withstand immense pressure, and to shoulder great responsibility. Even if she can't articulate it consciously, her primal, evolutionary body understands this signal deeply and profoundly. Another magnificent change unfolds within the realm of intimacy itself. Sex, no longer a frantic extraction of energy, transforms into a powerful, nourishing transmission. When you are no longer obsessed with the frantic rush toward climax, your touch naturally slows down, becomes more deliberate.
Your breathing deepens, settling into a calm, rhythmic pulse. You are present, truly present in every moment, instead of merely rushing toward release. She feels seen, truly seen, cherished and honored, rather than merely used as a means to an end. This is a profound, energetic difference. Even if you never treated her badly before, there's a qualitative, palpable difference between being touched by a man who is constantly leaking his vital energy and being touched by a man who is consciously circulating and containing it. One feels draining, the other feels deeply nourishing. Her love changes, deepens, because she feels exponentially safer opening emotionally, vulnerably with you. Many women unconsciously hold back, not because they don't love their partner, but because they sense that if they open fully, they'll be asked to regulate the man's own emotions, his desires, his insecurities.
With a retained man, that immense energetic burden simply lifts.
You're not asking her to complete you, to fill your void. Instead, you're inviting her to share in your already overflowing cup, your inner abundance. This transforms love from a perceived obligation into a conscious, joyous choice. There's also a fascinating shift in how jealousy appears. When you retain, your coherent, magnetic energy makes you more noticeable to other women, not because you're flirting or seeking attention, but because your inner light, your powerful vibe becomes undeniable, drawing eyes instinctively. This can, at first, trigger some insecurity in your partner. But if you remain steady, grounded, and transparent, without over-explaining yourself or appeasing her fears, her love will mature. She realizes she is with a man who is desired by others, but deeply, unequivocally unavailable. That realization doesn't breed fear. It creates a profound sense of pride and security. Importantly, her love for you becomes less manipulative, less prone to games. Many relational games, the nagging, the withholding, the emotional swings, the testing of loyalty, are often unconscious attempts to regain lost polarity. These are often responses to a man who has become energetically weak, porous, or disconnected from his masculine core. When you stop over-ejaculating, you stop over-explaining, you stop negotiating attraction. You stand where you stand, unshakable, and the games simply dissolve because there's nothing to push against. This doesn't mean she becomes submissive in some cartoonish, outdated sense. No, quite the opposite. It means she becomes more expressive, more playful, more deeply feminine, more spontaneous in her joy. It's not because you forced her into a role, but because you gave her the safe, grounded space to inhabit her natural one.
Feminine energy, in its essence, thrives and blossoms in direct response to stable, grounded masculine energy. When the container is strong, unyielding, and clear, the contents within it can relax, can flow, can truly express themselves without fear or inhibition. Her love also becomes more sensual and less anxious. Many women experience desire mixed with underlying tension because they subconsciously sense the man is using sex to regulate his own internal state, his own anxieties. When you retain, sex becomes a shared, sacred experience, a co-creation, rather than a compensatory act performed out of energetic lack. She can feel your deep desire without feeling consumed or pressured by it. This allows her to desire you more freely, more authentically, without reservation. You may also notice she speaks to you differently, less sarcasm, more raw honesty, less defensiveness, more genuine softness in her voice and words.
Again, this isn't because you demanded respect or enforced new rules, but because you embodied it, you became it. Love, in its purest form, mirrors the level of consciousness and energetic integrity it is offered. When you raise yours, the relationship either rises with you or gently reveals its limits. It's important to state this very clearly. Semen retention does not magically make a woman love you. What it profoundly does, however, is remove all the energetic static, all the interference that was previously blocking or distorting the love that was already present or attempting to emerge. And if true love was weak or entirely absent, retention won't fix that. In fact, it may illuminate incompatibilities even faster, bringing them to the surface. A man who retains his vital energy naturally becomes less tolerant of disrespect, of chaos, of petty emotional games, of anything that drains his newfound peace. His standards rise naturally from an inner place of self-worth. This can either deepen the bond, if the foundations are strong, or lead to the natural, respectful dissolution of a relationship that was never truly aligned. In long-term relationships, the shift can be truly startling to witness. A woman who might have once felt bored, irritated, or disconnected may suddenly find herself feeling curious about you again, seeing you with fresh eyes. She may initiate intimacy more often. She may look at you with that same spark she had at the very beginning, that primal fascination. This isn't just nostalgia, a yearning for the past. This is the sacred, ancient polarity being restored. Attraction, at its core, isn't about novelty. It's about that magnetic tension between aligned opposites. Retention, by grounding your masculine pole, restores that essential life-giving tension.
There is also a profound spiritual layer to this practice. When you stop constantly releasing your vital essence, your energy becomes more refined, more subtle, more potent. You become less reactive to external triggers, more deeply observant of the world around you and within you. Your conversations deepen, becoming less superficial. You listen without trying to fix or interject. You speak with genuine presence without trying to impress or prove. A woman in love with you feels this as immense depth. She feels she is with a man who possesses a rich inner world, not just a body with primal urges. This deepens emotional intimacy to a degree most men only dream of. However, there is a crucial warning here, a hidden pitfall. Retention done purely from ego, done to control, to dominate, or to manipulate another, will inevitably backfire, like all inauthentic endeavors.
Women can instinctively sense when a man's presence is authentic, rooted in genuine self-mastery, and when it is merely performative, a facade put on for external gain. True, deep retention softens you even as it strengthens you. It makes you calm, not cold, open, not distant or arrogant. If you try to use retention as a form of armor, an emotional shield to keep others out, her love for you will wither, starve, and eventually die. But if you use it as a powerful grounding force, a deep connection to your own essence, her love will grow, flourish, and deepen exponentially. Over time, her love will become less about what you do for her and more profoundly about who you are at your very core. She stops needing constant reassurance because your presence is the reassurance itself. She trusts your direction because you are clear in your own path.
She feels deeply chosen, utterly desired, without being frantically chased. This is one of the rarest, most cherished experiences for a woman, to feel truly desired by a man who is so whole, so self-contained, that he does not need her to survive, to feel complete. He chooses her, not from lack, but from abundance. Perhaps the most subtle, yet truly profound change of all is this. She starts feeling more profoundly like herself around you, less performative, less guarded, more embodied in her own feminine essence. A retained man, by being so deeply anchored in his own body, gives permission for her authenticity to shine. This, my friends, is why the love of a woman changes so dramatically and profoundly when you truly practice semen retention. It's not because you took something away from her. It's because you stopped giving yourself away, stopped abandoning your own sacred center. And when a man finally stops doing that,
When a man finally stops abandoning his own sacred center, his own potent life force, the woman in his life no longer has to unconsciously compensate for that energetic absence. She no longer has to step into roles that are not hers. In that sacred space, love finally gets to truly breathe, to flourish, to soar. If any of this resonated with you, if you felt that deep whisper of truth, then please leave a comment below. Share your thoughts, your experiences, your questions. I'll be in the comments, replying as fast as I can, ready to engage with you. Your insights truly help this community grow. And if you feel this content brings value to your life, and you want to support this channel in continuing to bring these hidden truths to light, please consider buying me a coffee. There's a link in the description. Every bit helps me keep this work going. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for seeking the deeper path.